fact has hit a 6-month high in today's trade. In fact, in terms of the Asian currencies, rupee is the top gainer, and rupee has gained close to around 2.9% since 3rd of August, which is in just a single month it has gained 2.9%. However, on a YTD basis, rupee still is down close to around 2.1%. Now, what is really leading to rupee strength? Well, it is primarily the dollar weakness as well as strong flows into the Indian equity markets. In terms of the dollar weakness, dollar index has fallen to a over 2-year low as the US Fed is likely to keep rates lower for a longer period of time. Indian equity markets has also seen strong inflows worth over $11 billion since the month of May itself. Besides that, of course, it is the lower crude oil prices, the marginal current account surplus, as well as tepid imports. RBI so far was in fact intervening into the Indian currency market and was shoring up the forex reserves. India now has over $500 billion worth of forex reserves, which is much a record high, and we haven't really seen RBI intervening in the currency market of late, and hence we will be watching out for that. But however, let's look at what does a stronger rupee really mean for the Indian markets and some of the industries. Firstly, let us understand what happens when the rupee strengthens. Well, the rupee, if rupee does strengthen, it means that the imports become cheaper and exports do become costlier. On the import front, since India is a net importer, the Indian economy benefits, especially as far as the inflation is concerned, because the crude oil basket, the Indian crude oil basket, we do see lower prices on that front, and hence we do see a positive impact in terms of the CPI as well as WPI. The inflation in the Indian economy does slightly ease when the rupee does strengthen. In fact, again, if we look at it from a positive impact perspective, rupee appreciation helps aviation sector. It helps the companies, crude oil and crude oil derivatives rather. Companies which have high foreign currency denominated debt also tend to benefit on account of the rupee's strength, because that means a lower interest outgo for them. However, when the rupee does strengthen, as I said, the exports become costlier. Now, a reasonably weak or a competitive rupee is fairly good for the Indian exports, and also export-oriented sectors do feel the heat, and it does take a slight toll in terms of the earnings. If you look at the sectors which do get negatively impacted on account of the rupee strength, it is the IT sector, which is India exports software to a fairly large extent, pharma, textiles, all these sectors, and also autos and auto ancillaries. These sectors do get negatively impacted when the rupee does strengthen. A negative impact is also seen if because a large portion of the revenues are dollar denominated. A stronger rupee, as I said, also impacts the export competitiveness, and hence it impacts those small industries, SMEs, MSMEs, which do have which are labor intensive, and for them a stronger rupee is not really that good. Also, if we now look at the overall perspective, yes, we will have to still wait and watch out for if this kind of a rupee strength is really sustainable. But as of now, it does seem that the dollar weakness is likely to continue. We will have to wait and watch out for what the RBI does, and will we see rupee trading in a significant range.